Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. There's new article and information floating around now on the Major Richard Starr Act. This has been an ongoing effort to get this bill passed. Fizzled out, got reintroduced, and all of that good stuff. I believe that this is a good bill, and my mindset is, look, even if this is something that does not affect me personally, it does impact one of my brothers or sisters or thousands of my brothers or sisters. And with that, a win for one is a win for all when it comes to veteran issues in my mind. So if you are of the same mindset, maybe reach out to your congressional member and let them know your thoughts on this. I want to jump into it here. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Also want to throw out a very special thank you to William Mosley. William, thank you so much for the super comment, super chat thing. I really do appreciate your support very much. William Mosley, thank you. All right, so let's jump into this. This headline on Military Times is lingering cost worries could plan cloud. Man, okay, let's start that again. Lingering cost worries cloud plans for Veterans Disability Reform Bill. Whew. All right. This is by Leo Shane, again on Military Times. Came out May 22nd, 2025. Sharing it with you here today. All right, let's jump into it. I got Stan in the background doing his thing. He is a little bit further away, thank goodness, because it's really annoying when he's super close. All right. After years of hearing cost complaints from lawmakers, advocates believe they have finally reached a funding solution for their major disability reform plan. Outstanding, providing thousands of dollars a year to 54,000 plus wounded veterans nationwide. Major disability reform plan, 54,000 plus wounded veterans nationwide. Actually, they think the White House found the answer for them. In March, Veterans Affairs leaders announced contract terminations that could save almost $1 billion, said Patrick Murray, disabled veteran and former Veterans Foreign Wars senior leader, during a Capitol Hill press conference on Wednesday. In April, the Defense Department announced they eliminated nearly $6 billion in wasteful spending for their budget. So it looks like our money has been found. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and VA Secretary Doug Collins have both expressed the importance of focusing on what the warfighter and veteran have earned. And this bill is a perfect example of where those dollars should go. Murray's comments came early during a rally urging passage of the Major Richard Starr Act, legislation that has been a key priority for numerous national veterans advocacy groups for the last several years. The bill boasts more than 70 supporters in the Senate and more than 200 in the House. But funding issues have derailed legislative momentum in recent years. Wednesday's event was a mix of optimism and frustration from participants who said they hope to end the annual rally this congressional session. "We're going to get this done," said Senator Richard Blumenthal, ranking member of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. "I'm going to offer it as an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act next month. If we don't get that, we can make it a standalone bill one way or another. We have to do this." And this is what they attempted last year too. They ended up trying to get it into the NDAA, and it still didn't quite make it. So anyway, the efforts move on, and that's a good thing. Named for the Army veteran who died from cancer complications in 2021, the Major Richard Starr Act deals with how veterans' disability benefits are classified under federal statute. Since 2004, veterans who collect both military retirement after 20 years of service and veterans' disability benefits receive both stipends in full if they have a disability rating of at least 50%. So if you're retired with 20 years plus in service, you have a 50% or higher disability rating from the VA, you collect both full retirement and your full VA benefits of whatever that equates to based on dependent status and all that stuff, as long as you're over that 50% amount. The combined total of the two benefits can amount to several thousands of dollars each month, as we all know. But under federal rules, veterans forced to retire early. Okay, not discharged, retired. There's a big difference. Medically discharged, medically retired. Okay, so for example, you got 17 years in, something really bad is going on with you, and you are no longer fit for service, and they have you medically retire. Because of that, that is what they're focusing on. So it is a retirement. It's just an early retirement due to an injury or illness. So let's move on with that. So veterans forced to retire early from the service because of military injuries are subject to a dollar-for-dollar offset in their military disability and VA disability benefits. That means that if officials subtract several hundreds or even several thousands of dollars each month from what individuals could potentially receive, leaving a gap in their income. So, just to use easy numbers here, let's say that your retirement was $3,500 a month. Right? So you had this medical retirement of $3,500 a month, just to use easy numbers, and you have $2,000 worth of VA disability compensation. You don't get $5,500. You get $3,500 that's taxable. Then they offset $2,000 of that and say, okay, well, $2,000 of your $35,000 is now tax-free. You're welcome. And that's it. So you don't get more money, you get offset with tax-free money. So you're still getting $3,500, but $2,000 of it is not taxable and $1,500 is taxable. All right, so moving on here, for some veterans who spoke at Wednesday's rally, the years of lost income total hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a wounded veteran tax. And we have to fix this policy that unfairly penalizes veterans forced to retire as a result of their injuries, said Jose Ramos, Vice President of Government and Community Relations at Wounded Warrior Project. There is no good reason why veterans from across the country are here again to ask for this, and I personally agree. The legislation is estimated to cost up to $9 billion over the next decade. So whatever that equates to, roughly, $900 million a year. So over the next decade, $9 billion, a number which advocates have disputed as too high, but they also argue that recent work to find federal contract and program savings more than covers that anticipated expense, arguing that redirecting those funds to the benefits checks would ensure that money is put to good use. That's unlikely given that the defense and VA leaders have said they plan to use those savings for existing department priorities. The contract cuts themselves have been controversial in lawmakers like Blumenthal, laminating a lack of transparency in what services have been canceled and whether the long-term promises of savings are realistic. Congressional appropriations are expected to spend the next few months debating the scope of the savings and their future use as part of the fiscal 2026 budget process. But advocates hope that highlighting the bureaucratic efficiency work will help spur movement on the STAR Act, showing that a solution to the remaining legislative barriers isn't far away. Every year it feels like we get close, but then the football gets pulled away at the last moment, said Jack Dutiel, president of the Military Coalition. We need to dig deeper and fix this. With that concludes it. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate your support very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.